afternoon and welcome to Teleislas News with the most important news of the day. Today we carried out a day of removal and extraction of waste, such as tires from the green point. This will later be transferred to the interior of the country and its usage will be done there. From this point, Alice Medina gives us more information.
Good eventuality viewers who they connect with us in a Teleislas News. We're here by the green point because right now they made the removal of the tires that are currently in this reconciliation center. They may tire when be carried to the interior to the country to be processed.
Bueno, la actividad que estamos realizando el día de hoy es
The activity we are doing today is massive loading of tires. What we are doing is loading the used tires from the green point. These tires will be later used and taken to our processing plants, and there they will undergo a transformation process, and then they will be taken to an energetic use.
The in-charge person also tells us the importance to take out the tire out of the department and what are the ones that they carry out.
La importancia primero son evitar, mitigar los impactos que este recibo.
The importance is first to avoid and mitigate the impact generated by the waste in the place, such as environmental pollution, visual pollution, avoid indiscriminate burning of this type of waste, the proliferation of vectors, rodents, and others. And what they do with the tires is a transformation process. They're taken to energy evaluation, and then they substitute part of the coal that is used in the boilers of the cement factories for this type of waste. Then the tire is shredded and a type of process is carried out in which all the metal is removed from the tire, and later it is taken to the customers, who are the ones that make the energy use.
It is important to mention that currently, and says the Secretary of Public Services of the departmental government, right now this green point is not received no residual from the people of the community because right now they got plenty at this point. This is all information I report from here. Continue with more information in studio.
In the auditorium of the local government this morning, the announcement of the strategy of the big national planting day took place. It is an initiative that seeks to restore the environmentally affected territories.
The Ministry of Environment will carry out this October the 12th a great national planting day known as Sembrathon, which has as a goal to plant 5 million trees in the country. The Environmental Corporation Carolina announced today that they will join this activity.
The idea they invite the whole community to participate in this big planting. We want to start the 12th of October initially, and we're going till the 30th of October. The idea that we come out and be part of this. We invite if you got any tree, before you chop it down, well, you give it, we will find which part to put it. Any fruit tree or restoration tree, we plant on the bay side. We want to go to a meeting Friday, 10 o'clock by Carolina, so we invite you to be part of this and you come out.
200 seeds are expected to be sown in the Department of San Andres during this Sembrathon or Planting Day on October 8th. The Carolina Corporation will hold a meeting at its facilities from 10 o'clock in the morning with those who wish to join the initiative.
Very good. Cities such as San Andres continue to be the preferred destination for travelers. For this reason, the upcoming school break week increases the expectation of occupancy.
The week of school break arrives in the whole country, and with it grows the expectation in the tourism sector for the expected rebound in the number of travelers to the island, this being one of the main sectors of the economy in the department.
San Andrés siempre ha sido uno de los destinos.
San Andres has always been one of the most popular destinations for travelers, not only internationally but also nationally, and this has made the destination remain strong despite the situation we have been going through with the pandemic.
According to what was said by the executive director of the Anato San Andres chapter, a massive arrival of visitors is expected with all the biosecurity protocols.
Y esperamos que esta semana de receso también nos ayude.
We hope that this vacation week will also help us a little more to continue with the reactivation. Although we have seen that since last year the different airports were opened at a national level, San Andres was one of the first destinations that can be said to have been reactivated and has been so since this situation occurred. So we hope that the island continues to be maintained as it has been until now, reactivated, open not only in the commercial area but also in the different tourist sectors so that the different families that depend on this sector can continue to be reactivated and benefit from it.
It is projected that the flow of tourists during the week of the recess will level the income of the different actors and workers in the sector compared to what the cash flow was before the pandemic.
The police department of the archipelago calls the attention to the constant brawls and fights that has been occurring on the beaches of the island.
During a press conference, the commander of the police department stated that it is of vital importance to maintain the co-responsibility and citizen coexistence, which is why she calls the attention of tourist providers to the constant brawls that have occurred on the beaches of the department.
We are at the gates of the break week, and here the call is to all citizens and especially to service providers, since we have been having some fights in sectors of the beach where it is regrettable to see the behavior of some people and even residents of the island who provide a service. Therefore, here the call is to good behavior, good attitude, to avoid having contrary behaviors that affect the safety and citizens' coexistence. And above all, the most important thing is that it is also a call so that we all generate co-responsibility.
Similarly, the commander stated that despite the controls carried out in these areas, the behavior of citizens exceeds such controls.
The National Police, through the protection section and directly with the tourism personnel, with female personnel, we have been monitoring our beaches in the pedestrian sector of the island. But somehow there are some activities that go beyond the police service and are those behaviors contrary to the National Police Code. Therefore, the call is to respect that rule, to love our island, and to have that sense and concept of co-responsibility that allows us all to have coexistence.
The call to the community is to continue complying with the biosecurity protocols as well to avoid crowds and lack of coexistence on the beaches of the department.
Registrations are still open to be enrolled in the Families in Action program in this department of San Andres. All the information now as follows.
From the National Department for Social Prosperity and the entity in charge of the program of Families in Action, a call is made to the island community so that more than 250 families who have yet to enroll in the program of Families in Action expedite the process in the office of the Secretariat of Social Development and Cajasay after checking the list that is published in the office of the entity.
Hasta el 30.
We have until the 30th of this month of October for people to enroll in Families in Action. The people who can access this benefit are the people who appear on the lists that are posted in the offices. We have also made these lists available to mothers who are leaders in the neighborhoods of San Andres. The benefit that the families acquire is for the child, for the baby. The baby has to attend growth and development controls, and the child has to be studying. It is an education and health benefit.
It is a defined period of time to communicate and inform current beneficiaries about the end of phase and all the proposed changes for the new phase so that they can apply for the SISBEN 4 survey or update the current information in the survey, allowing them to participate in the enrollment process for the fourth phase of the program's operation. The beneficiaries will receive help in health issues for children in growth and development as well as economic incentive for the use and development of these. They would like to remind you that registration for this program has been open since June 1st and will close next Saturday, October 3rd.
The entities in charge of verifying the weather conditions of the island gives us a forecast for this week.
The day-on forecast indicates an increase in cloudiness and rainfall in a great part of the national territory as a consequence of the consolidation of the second rainy season of the year in the country. During the first days of October, rains with the possibility of electric discharge and strong winds are expected in most of the country.
For the weather conditions that we are going to have for this week, it is important to know that we are in the rainy season, so we will have constant rains and some lighter rains these days. For Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we will have favorable conditions for tourist exercises in the sea.
The archipelago of San Andres, Providence, and Queclina will have mostly overcast conditions with the rainfall of varying intensity and possible thunderstorms at different times. Wind speed and wave height will maintain values close to normal.
However, for the 7th of October, this Thursday, we will have more significant wind conditions. We will have a swell height between 1.7 and 2.7 meters high. Wind conditions predominantly in an easterly direction up to 27 knots. However, it is not something to worry about. the exercise of the tourist activity continue normally. I only ask the maritime community to be aware of the daily report that the captaincy gives.
It is expected that the dam, together with the port captaincy, will continue monitoring the atmospheric condition and recommend the entities of the National System for Disaster Risk Management and the National Environmental System to be attentive to the information issued by the Institute during the current rainy season in order to activate the contingency plans if necessary.
And at this time, we are going with Victor Fusalva on all the sport news from our department.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. The Caribbean Storm basketball training continues in the heroic city of Cartagena with positive results in friendly games. The island team trained this past week in doubleheader and also with scrimmage to make adjustments before the professional tournament to be held in San Andres. As a team, the boys are happy and developing in a positive way, looking to put the name of the archipelago on high level through Caribbean Storm basketball. In a first preseason game, they started losing in the first two quarters by a minimal margin. In the third quarter, the Islanders took the advantage by more than 20 points, and at the end, they won the game against the Cartageneros 88-81. The most outstanding player of the game was Michael Jackson with 20 points, while for the Cartageneros, William Green with 18 points. Happy and satisfied was Michael Jackson, who said,
very good feelings knowing that I'm playing with home, and thank God everything worked out good so I can be playing for my island and for my people. And instead of playing outside, I want to represent you all with much love and with the talent that the Lord blessed me with.
While at the Coliseum, the boys continue their remodeling work. Under the guidance of the coach, Fernando Tulo Rivero, the players continue their training. A viewer of the Football Club of Porto Alegre from Brazil visited us looking for more alliances to massify island football. The processes in the soccer are of utmost importance for the good development of the Islander soccer players. The Departmental Soccer League, headed by Dr. Lyle Newball, understands this. That is why the management was made to visit us, a supervisor of the Porto Alegre of Brazil, one of the best clubs in Brazilian soccer, which has won 3 American Cups and other international inter-club tournaments. This club is led by its star Ronaldinho Gaucho, Douglas Costa, and other professional soccer players who have established connections with players from different parts of the world looking to expand soccer. That is how the Brazilian supervisor told us.
I'm from Grêmio, Porto Alegre, Brazil, and I watched some games here to discover talent in this island. And what we watch this is very good because Grêmio is a former club. For example, Ronaldinho Gaucho and Douglas Costa, and we know the talent are around the world, but we need to discover them. And the island is a new for us to development of talent and development the football here to massive people and discover the talent, to process of the knowledge and development talents from Grêmio to young players.
The idea of this visit is to look for more alliances to carry out the methodological processes in the formation of the children's soccer players of the archipelago.